this morning to a terrible tragedy on our Flagstaff campus. We are, of course, shocked and deeply saddened by the circumstances that bring us together this morning. Our thoughts are with the victims and their families and our entire Lumberjack family. I am grateful for the collaborative work of our law enforcement officials on campus and in the city of Flagstaff who are investigating this isolated and unprecedented incident. We have assured the NAU community that campus is secure and classes will go on as scheduled. We are sensitive to the tragedy, and we are asking the faculty to be sensitive to the needs of our students and their families. This is not going to be a normal day at NAU. Our hearts are heavy. We have made support services available to our students, faculty, and staff in the Health and Learning Center. A family assistance center has been set up in the ballroom of 1899. Parents may also call 928-523-0007 for information. NAU PD Chief G.T. Fowler is here to answer your additional questions about the ongoing investigation. G.T.?
So this morning at 01:20 hours, several of our students, two separate student groups, got into a confrontation. The confrontation turned physical, and one of our students, Stephen Jones, 18 years old, produced a handgun, and he shot 4 of our other students. One of our students is deceased. The other 3 are being treated at the Flagstaff Medical Center. We can't release a lot of additional details at this time. I can tell you that all the resources of the NAU PD and Flagstaff Police Department and local law enforcement agencies are assisting us with this investigation. A great many people are involved and need to be interviewed, and a lot of things need to be accomplished before we can release a great many details. We will have additional information later out of our public affairs office. At approximately 8 o'clock, we'll try to give you an update on everything that we can. Again, as I said, right now we have 1 student deceased and 3 others being treated at the Flagstaff Medical Center.
Can you talk about the other victims? What kind of condition they're in?
I'm not aware of the specific condition of the other 3 students right now. They all were suffering from gunshot wounds.
What can you tell us about what happened after the incident, how you were able to take 18-year-old Stephen Jones into custody?
Stephen was taken into custody by NAU PD officers. He stopped his action with his handgun, and everything calmed down for a few minutes. As our officer arrived, he was able to take him into custody without further trouble.
So he did not run from the scene, he did not attempt to get away?
That's correct.
What was the confrontation about?
I do not know that yet.
And did all these students knew each other well, or they just knew each other?
I do not know that yet either. And I'm sorry to be vague, but we just don't know the answer to all these questions yet.
They were all students, though.
Were they 2 separate fraternities?
I don't know if they're fraternities, they were just student groups.
Did bystanders intervene to stop the shooter?
I don't think I can answer that either.
Were there any other injuries regarding the incident except for gunshots?
There are a total of 4 people who were hurt.
Is the suspect cooperating with police?
Yes,
Spelling of Stephen V or PH?
with a V.
Thanks.
We have some students who have reported hearing as many as 8 gunshots. What can you tell us as to how many times that weapon was fired?
I can't tell you that at this time. We do not know. We have not been able to process the actual crime scene yet. We're waiting for the sun to come up so we can get a better field of view.
Were
we have
all
multiple
4
guns?
shooting victims students here?
Yes.
And were they shot multiple times or once?
It would be safe to say multiple times.
Did he just have one gun on him?
We believe so.
Did anyone else have a weapon?
I don't know that.
Is the parking lot part of the campus?
Yes, it is.
It is. On Franklin?
Yes.
Do we believe that they may have been attending any type of activities, events that may have put them together or randomly?
I don't know that. It was 1:20 in the morning. Students come and go from campus.
What
How
can,
long were the residence halls on lockdown?
Well, we put out an NAU alert to let our students know to shelter in place until we could figure out exactly what we had. Nothing happened inside of our residence halls, so that information was also put out subsequently through the NAU alert system.
What is that
The
policy
res-
on the alert system? How does that work here?
Our alert system works the same as virtually everybody else's. We have a short message service that we can send out emergency messages, and we can tell people of an incident that occurs, which we did. We put out an active shooter alert, and then we put out additional information about the location, and we put out information about the situation had stabilized and the campus was safe.
Do you think it worked well in this situation?
Yes.
What time did the alert go out to the campus?
I don't have that off the top of my head. I know the initial alert went out rather quickly.
The initial alert went out at 2:52, and students were posting on the Facebook saying that on NAU's Facebook page that the alert did not go out after the shooting. So I'm a student, and we only got our stuff at 2:50 in the morning, leaving some students, especially Mountain View, rather concerned that it was about over an hour until they were notified.
Well, sometimes it takes us a little bit of time to stabilize the situation before we can get the information out for the alert and to call in the other people. Now, the situation here was stabilized right away by the officers. They knew what they had. They put the alert out as a precautionary measure, not necessarily one that students actively had to take measures to protect themselves. So they get it out as quick as they can. I don't know the actual timeline yet of when they were actually sent out. I know we sent out a total of 4 NAU alerts providing the initial information, follow-up information, and then the information that the situation was stabilized.
Are we looking at social media, emails, telephone calls? How did the students receive the alerts exactly?
So they're sent out through a alert system that you sign up for through your smartphone.
What can you tell us about the students as far as what year they're in and how long they've been here on campus?
I do not have that information. I know our shooting student is 18 years old. He's a freshman, I believe.
Have you had any issues with him before?
Not that I know of.
And have there been any school shootings here at NAU before?
No, not that I know of.
Could you review the gun policy as far as students allowed on campus with guns, et cetera?
So the Arizona Board of Regents prohibits anyone to carry guns on campus. The Arizona law allows you to have a gun in your car, in a locked compartment on campus, but that's where it has to stay. You cannot carry it around campus.
Were there any additional guns found in his car or in his dorm?
I can't say that yet.
Did he live on campus?
Yes.
Did all of them live on campus?
No.
Did he live in that dorm? Mountain View?
No.
Do you know why this happened outside that particular residence hall?
You know, I do not. Again, it was 1:20 in the morning, and several students just became involved in a confrontation with each other. We don't know the facts yet about what brought them together or what caused the confrontation.
So did he have the gun on him when this confrontation started?
I don't know that either.
Were police just able to take him right into custody? Did he stay there? Or
Yes.
how did that
He
exactly
he
happen?
stayed there, and we were able to take him to custody with the first officer that arrived on scene.
What was he like when you took him into custody?
I wasn't there. I don't know.
We have a statement from an eyewitness that a student tackled him and subdued him until police arrived. Could you comment?
I know there were students involved. I don't know about whether or not they tackled him and subdued him until the officer arrived.
What can you tell us about the deceased student?
I believe he's a freshman, and we are still working on notification of all the family members, which is why we're not going to be able to release names at this point.
Can you tell us if the other victims are male or female?
The victims are all male.
Are others freshmen as well?
Everyone, thank you so much for coming. We'll be releasing more information shortly. So if you want to contact the Office of Public Affairs, and we can give you more information. We just don't have all of the details
Yeah,
yet.
Can we get you to say